Hello everyone, this is Sam Car Legion. Welcome back to another video. For today's video, we have one of my favorite SUV, three-row SUV specifically, the 2021 Kia Telluride Nightfall. So what the hell is Nightfall? What's the purpose for Kia launching this kind of edition? It's called the limited edition Nightfall. It's an interesting vehicle and it's absolutely stunning. They've done a great job. I gotta give it to Kia. But for now, let's enjoy a quick intro. So, what is a Nightfall Kia Telluride? Well, first of all, it is an appearance package. Don't get too excited because things haven't changed dramatically. The exterior has changed quite a lot. Let's start first with the front end. Beautiful black grille, beautiful black logo in the front. The badge, the Kia badge, has changed as well. Stunning color all around. Now, this specific color in this model that we have for today's video, which is provided thanks to our good friends at Mississauga Kia, a Kia dealership located in Mississauga, Ontario, Canada. If you want to find out more and reach out to my good friends there, you can find the link in the description box. They were kind enough to provide me with this car so I can review it and show you what it's all about. It is an amazing vehicle. The front end has changed quite a lot as well from the actual grille. At the bottom, you have, again, a black line under. The headlights have a very blacked out style. The same thing with the actual ring around it, which complements the car very well, specifically with this color. On the side, we have, of course, blacked out area as well. We have the roof rails. We have the actual side panel at the front that is completely blacked out. And of course, the wheels, which are very important, designed specifically for this model. And of course, they're blacked out as well. And then you have the actual door handles, the mirror side as well. The bottom side actually is blacked out as well. So you have a lot of those design features in the front kind of going around the vehicle as well. The rails at the top complement the color very well. At the back, of course, the Telluride actual badge and the letters across are blacked out, similar to the front. And you have, of course, the bottom side of the vehicle. The actual bumper, it's completely blacked out as well, and it looks more aggressive, more sporty. The actual vehicle itself, in terms of the engine and of course any extra features, hasn't changed much. You're still getting the exact same features as the previous model. You can still pick the same trims for the Nightfall. This is more an added package to the Telluride. This vehicle has become very successful, has won many awards. It's been reviewed by me many times. I've done reviews against the Toyota Highlander, against the Subaru Ascent, against the Hyundai Palisade, against other vehicles. I'm also going to compare this model specifically to another vehicle, which will be available probably in the next 2 weeks, and you can watch that comparison as well. So don't forget to subscribe and like, because more comparisons are coming. Now, on the interior, what has changed? Well, nothing. We still have the same exact interior as the previous model, the same seats. The interior hasn't received much a different design. It's remained similar to the older model. The cluster is exactly the same. The infotainment system is exactly the same. Nothing has changed in here. The model we have for today's video is actually the top trim with the Nightfall, but the Nightfall is available with other trims as well if you don't want of course, the most expensive trim. In terms of the features for the infotainment system, you're still getting the built-in navigation system, 360 camera and so on, driver talk, quiet mode. So this area here hasn't changed much. So hasn't the actual second row and the third row. You're still getting the exact same features. It's more like an appearance package, which I kind of understand, because a great vehicle like this that is doing so well in the market, been praised by so many people, including myself as well, you know, it's just no need for it to make a major change, and it was just announced. So far, they're just giving it a more spiced up version to actual users. There are a couple of things that I believe Kia could have added to this year to make this more interesting and way more competitive. It is already competitive, but with those 3 added features, in my opinion, Kia could have done a much better job. But in terms of the exterior design, this thing with the blacked out and this specific color, it is sexy, it is beautiful, it is aggressive, it is sporty. It's good. It's a beautiful looking vehicle. You can't deny that. They've done a fantastic job. There's a lot of new added blacked out versions of the parts outside of the vehicle that complement the car very well overall. I mean, I just parked it somewhere and people are just staring at this thing. It's such an amazing vehicle, such a beautiful 3-row SUV. Now, let's talk about the 3 things that I believe Kia could have made this an absolute competitive vehicle that no car can actually touch it. But let's go for a drive. So I'm going to put my seatbelt on and we'll talk about this beautiful SUV, which I'm very, very much liking it. I think they've done a fantastic job with this model. Now, the first thing that I believe that Kia should have added to this specific model, to this trim, to make it more interesting, wireless Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. It is such an amazing feature to have. I recently test drove the Nissan Rogue. It avoids the option to have an actual cable around here. It makes it less messy. You get into a car, it is already connected. Bang, bang. Don't get me wrong, the navigation system built in most of these cars is amazing. It's great. But when you have Siri, for example, that I use constantly, makes your life so much easier. I'd also like to mention the fact that we're driving around some rich area where we have like mansions worth about $10-15 million or $20 million. Amazing place to take shots of this car. But back to what I was saying with the wireless connectivity, that would have been an absolute killer for this vehicle, in my opinion. It's becoming so popular, and as I said, the Nissan Rogue actually received the exact same feature, and I found it to be fantastic. They've done a fantastic job. The second thing that I think Kia could have added to this model, a rear entertainment unit. Now, they could have at least offered it as an actual option, not necessarily part of the package, but if you had the option to pick it separately from the Nightfall Edition, I think it would have made a huge difference, in my opinion. They didn't, and that's a bit disappointing. Again, still a very competitive vehicle. I'm not questioning that. I'm just thinking that that would have been perfect, because this is a 3-row SUV. Here's the other option that you might want to add, if you, of course, it's not available in North America, is the actual option to get the tablet holder. So you can get one of those added to the vehicle, and it would make it a lot more interesting. You can put an iPad in the back, but that means you have to buy 2 iPads if you have 2 kids and so on. If it was part of the actual trim or as an added accessory, would have made it Much better, because then it will be included in the warranty and you'd be covered by that. But now you have to go out there and get a couple of iPads, maybe 400 each one. But you have the option to buy one of those hangers at the back, and then the kids can go from there. I just think 3-row SUVs today should offer something like that, because at the end of the day, if you're buying a 3-row SUV, most of the time you're buying it because you have a family, you have 3 or 4 kids, and so on. Another option that I think Kia should have tried to include in this, it's probably a hybrid. It is becoming very popular nowadays. Manufacturers are offering hybrids. Toyota is actually killing it. They're providing, from the Venza, the RAV4, the actual Toyota that is direct competitor to this, the Toyota Highlander. The new one is offering hybrid. Nothing in plug-in hybrid yet, but it is offered in hybrid. That would have made this vehicle absolutely competitive. So 3 things that I believe would have made this the best vehicle at the moment. It is one of the best 3-row SUVs, but that would have been the cherry on top of the cake, in my opinion. So for example, the wireless charging pad isn't here. Wireless connectivity. You have the option to charge your phone through wireless charging, but if I'm connecting my phone through the cable most of the time, I don't need wireless charging pad. I need it mostly when my wife is with me, or if someone else wants to charge their phone. But having that extra option with wireless charging and wireless connectivity would have been the best. The entertainment unit in the back, another great option. And of course, the option to add a hybrid engine. The engine doesn't change. It's the same V6 that you got in the previous model. You have all-wheel drive options, snow mods. There's like 7 driving modes for this vehicle. If you want to watch a snow test drive of the Kia Telluride, I actually took it for quick test to see how well it did in snow, since in Canada this vehicle will go through some heavy snow areas, not necessarily extremely heavy snow, because most of the time roads are cleaned. But if you ever want to take it to a cottage, this vehicle did pretty well that day. It did amazing well. So you can watch that video. Of course, the link will be in the description box. Now let's talk about how does this thing compare to the current vehicles right now in the market. And I'll make it short because I don't want to waste your time on this. The Telluride versus the Highlander. I think the Highlander is a great vehicle. This thing, it's a complete killer. The Telluride versus the Palisade, similar vehicles, but again, similar brands. The only difference is that this, with the Nightfall Edition, it's an absolute killer. It looks badass, you gotta admit that. The Palisade, not so much. But again, you're getting almost the same things on there, except the cluster is different in the in the Palisade. Now, let's talk about how this thing drives. Comfortable, powerful, and this thing has only, the model we have for today's video has only 285 kilometers. It's almost brand new. Most importantly, it looks really good. It's presentable, it has a character, it has a presence. That's what I love about this thing. It has an amazing presence, something that you rarely find in SUVs nowadays. This thing just kills it completely, in my opinion. It is an absolute beast looking vehicle. It's sexy and all that. With that in mind, thanks for watching, guys. As always, don't forget to subscribe. And if you're interested to purchase this one or any other Kias, and you're located in Ontario, Canada, with my good friends at Mississauga Kia, you'll be able to get an amazing vehicle. You can reach out to them through the link in the description box. But for now, please stay safe and don't forget to subscribe. Cheers.